Well, welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Biz, and then,
champion.
Well, bit of sorrow for both.
Yeah.
Obviously, our national cricket team went down yesterday, won their opening game, but went down yesterday to Cayman Islands. Funny enough, it's not the first time they've lost to Cayman in Argentina. We have the Bermuda Open squash tournament going on at the squash club, professional players, both male and female. And you cracked the whip.
Yes, I had to.
And I responded.
Like you normally do, good horse.
Yeah. Got a chance to speak to Jair Mitchell about his career.
Some hard decisions he had to make.
Oh yeah. And believe it or not, it was a family making a decision, because how do you let your youngster go so early? And now you've seen what that decision has done, because he's reached his dream, and parents can't be no more prouder than what they are.
It's a good story.
Yeah. And then obviously, it's your lucky time. It's games this weekend, very interesting games this weekend. We'll get to that and obviously the other stories after this message from our sponsor.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber-to-the-home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber-to-the-home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you'll get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber-to-the-home network.
Well, Jay, most will probably say disappointed. I would say I'm not surprised. Bermuda going down, we always seem to struggle back-to-back games. And it's only in 2020.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, but we always seem to struggle on back-to-back
I'm
games.
glad you said that, because that was the point that I was going to bring up. When you're talking about games, even though it's a 2020, like you did say, but it's on 2 different dates.
Yep.
So that get up again and go through the warm-up. I'm pretty sure they had probably a little workout afterwards on day 1.
Right.
Just going through all the emotions. You're out of season, so you're not used to doing it.
Yep.
And I think yesterday our bowling actually let us down. I think mostly everybody went for 10 plus. Besides, I think it was one particular bowl. I can't remember exactly.
Well, Gennaro went 1 for 10.
1 for 10.
He was the one. Everybody went for 10. Kamal was the most economical. 4 for 14 and a wicket.
Yeah.
Everybody else was in the numbers.
In the numbers. And that, along with middle order not really doing anything, that was the ingredients for a loss yesterday.
Back-to-back ducks.
Yeah.
After 2 balls for Dion and Stephen Bremer. It actually hurt that middle order, as you said. Not the start we were looking for. Obviously, Okera went early, but the game before, the start that they got with Okera and Kamal.
Well, and I'm glad you grabbed some of the highlights from that, because even if you looked at some of the shots that both the guys are playing, some balls just fell in some places where nobody. Well, obviously, and that's cricket. Yeah, that's cricket. You can get those shots that okay, you know what? That's a 4. That's whatever case may be. They can say, "Woo, I should be out." Yeah, but you know, a miss hit here and a miss hit there. You saw some of the miss hits that fell, and
I think what Argentina fell into and what Cayman didn't fall into was the fact that Kamal was hitting the ball hard. So what they done was they put people on the ropes. So any miss hit was dropping short.
And that's what that's what was happening. Yeah. You said it right. I mean,
and of course, Akira was punching the ball a lot. Yeah. So it was dropping 2 bounces and they were picking it up on the. I think they got into the mood, hey, let's stop the bleeding because they're not going to get out, so let's stop the bleeding.
Which in turn, actually, they didn't stop it. 209 runs. Yeah. That's But in saying that going forward, like I said, it's two teams are going to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Two teams are going to go through. They're going to get to play
Cayman again.
Mm-hmm. And Argentina again.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's, like I said, they should be coming out of this very comfortable.
Right.
It'll also give the team a time to assess now. Now they've got a couple of games out in the middle,
mm-hmm.
which is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Get some games and probably even some practice time out in the middle.
Right.
On some of the side pitches and stuff like that. So hopefully that can work. But to see our spin bowling, the first game be very, very tight.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, didn't really work on the second game.
Well, if you look at Cayman's in season, they would have been moving around a lot in the crease. Hopefully, I'll get some more footage today. A lot of foot moving for them. They got that Caribbean style, so it's hit the ball kind of thing. And as the game progressed, they started off slow, but as the game progressed, they started hitting the ball around the ground, picking up the doubles, picking up the fours, picking up a six here and there, and they just kept the scoreboard ticking over.
What's going to be tricky now? And I think all the coaches have probably had this, problem going into this, tournament, is footage of players. So now everybody's gotten to see everybody.
Without a doubt.
Everyone's going to see everybody. How does one react to it?
I think the panic button shouldn't be pushed until we play them. No, I'm talking about people in general, because Bermudians. It's a dumb team. Bring them home. You wasted $25 million and that type of talk.
Story will go on.
Yeah. But we have to see how they bounce back against Cayman the second time around.
Yeah.
If there's a better performance, you look at it. If they beat Argentina again, they're going to go through, right?
Yeah.
So right
now, Argentina hasn't seemed that they could even get 100 runs.
Right. They'll play Cayman today. They play Cayman today. We will play Argentina tomorrow, and then Cayman again on Friday. So the thing is, how do we play Cayman again? Basically, tells us whether or not we've learned anything. Now, some might say this is a bad statement, but even if we lose to Cayman again, but we have a improved performance, that's what I'm looking for, the performance.
And once again, we do have some youngsters. Out. You got CJ Atterbridge.
Yeah.
He's opened up the board, and even young Brimmer.
Yeah. You got Mackay Simmons playing in his first international. You got a lot of guys getting the debut.
So they're getting the debut. So
Crazy James and
we're gonna expect a lot from Crazy, not just in this, but going forward. So it's nice that he's able to, against this competition, get his feet wet,
right,
instead of throwing him in against
the
higher competition. So, but mind you, we have to get across this to get to the higher competition.
Yeah.
But it's good that you get to know. Let's see some of these guys.
The other plus is if we advance 9 times out of 10, the next round is during our season.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I'm interested in how our season's going to shape up. We have yet to hear when the start is, which I know they're working on a schedule. But we're in March now. There was talk from the president that we'll be playing open cricket. I would encourage most of the players that are in the national setup to play the open game because it allows them more time to work on the craft. If you're a bowler, you're going to bowl more. If you're a batsman, you got an opportunity to bat longer. So
you know what I'm going to say when it comes to that. We almost got to make our national squad players be mandatory to play.
Yeah, because that's where a lot of these guys and players before them learned how to play the sport.
Not only that, we still obligated to play certain competitions that are in the open day format.
Yeah,
as a national team. How are we going to practice playing a format if we're only going to wait to cup match if some players don't get picked for cup match?
Right.
And we just talked about C.J. Atterbridge and Charles Trott. Those players didn't get picked for St. George's last year.
Right.
I don't know why. But anyway, that's another story coming up in a couple of months. But that's my point. That's so. How do you? It was hard back in the day because it's a long drawn out there. But guess what? I need you now to bet time. and Earl, when we commentate, when it comes to certain games, and not even just certain. Well, when you're looking at Eastern countries and
even situations.
Well, situations. Sometimes you got to bet to tee.
Right. And even
bet
to be honest, even in the 50 over format, you might need to say, you know what, let's consolidate because we've lost 3 early wickets in the first 10 overs. Let's get to 25 overs and see where we're at.
Nothing rash.
Yeah.
Nothing rash. Yeah. If it was there to hit. If it was not, let it go.
Thank you, Garni. But we don't play, or we say, I don't feel like playing that.
You don't want no ball to go across.
Yeah, but you learn that in the open format. It allows the batsman.
And if you flip it over for the bowlers, what you end up learning now, how to actually formulate a plan to get somebody out instead of just keep throwing it down and throwing it down and throwing it down and throwing it. Hopefully he misses it.
Yeah, you can get one down the leg side to bait him down the track.
Bait him down there. Have a little, you and your wicketkeeper. It's got to, okay. You know what? We're gonna hit wide. Then we'll come down.
Right.
All these different scenarios it comes into play a lot when
you have to think a batsman out in the open format.
Have to, especially when the ball gets a bit old.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, going forward, just we'll see how they rebound and. Like I said, I'm very optimistic because there were some changes in the team yesterday. I probably would have tried to stick with the team that we had for the first one because of the format that we're playing. Right.
Well, we have to find out if somebody was injured.
We did mention that because some of these guys will either be almost like a 2020 team and then a 50 over team, or will they just be using these guys to go back and forward? And we won't know none of this until we have a talk with the coach.
Right, and obviously he's looking at this tournament, but also looking past this tournament because I think a lot of emphasis is put on the Division 4, which is in a matter of weeks.
Yes.
So I think he and the team probably thought, you know what, we'll get through this. 2 teams will go through. Okay, if we come second, we're going through. Not the ideal position, but
I tell you, that first match when you start looking at the numbers. Because it's going to 209 runs, that's going to put you just on run rate ahead of everybody. Yeah. Well, going into the game even though, there was a team that won the day before, but the run rate...
No, we turn around and win the next 2 games. We win the division because obviously we're going to have a better run rate. Now, we just can't lose many more wickets because that's going to bring it down. The fact that we got bowled out, Cayman hasn't been bowled out yet.
That's right.
They lost... 6 wickets against Argentina, 6 wickets against us.
Yeah.
So hey, when you're playing regularly, this is your season, you tend to adjust a lot quicker. We got off to a good start against Argentina. So, it didn't work out against Cayman. We have a rest day. Had a rest day today. We'll look to bounce back.
My thing would be interesting to see, is just see how the guys' bodies. Because we talk about the fitness all the time.
Yeah.
How the guys' bodies respond.
I'm not sure if they took a physio.
I didn't remember seeing one, but it's a lot of rubber down. Rub yourself.
As we said to the boys, good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Obviously, we'll have a wrap-up of the 2020 tournament and the start of the 50 overs come next Tuesday in the next edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. But we'll be back after this message from our sponsor.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber-to-the-home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber-to-the-home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber-to-the-home network.
Your game.
No. We already talked about it. Ain't no. I got it. And it comes off the glass. We're talking about squash. The Bermuda Open Squash Championships is underway. You had a whole host of international players starting out. They started out with a qualifier and then on to the main round. No Bermudian made it from the qualifier, but we had 2 Bermuda professionals playing in the main draw as well. Well, on the men's side and one on the female side. Quarterfinals last night. Unfortunately, both Noah Brown and Micah Franklin bowed out, but played some amazing squash. Rachel Barnes was in the ladies' draw. She didn't make it to the quarterfinal, but again, a good learning experience for those 3. But they'll get to see where they are. Noah ended up winning a match against the number 1 seed. And that was the one game I was able to record. So I know he'll be happy to see that. Micah Franklin threw his body around all night long, even at one point in time, crashing into the wall, hitting his head, took it on the chin, ended up getting up, same match, diving full length. You'd have thought he was a goalkeeper. But he did not want to disappoint the crowd that was there, full house at the squash club. Just battle. So it's now interesting time. Tonight we'll see the semifinals, and tomorrow night we'll see the finals at the squash club. So, yes, sir.
Myself. Hey, congrats, guys. We've seen these guys, especially Noah Brown and Michael Franklin, travel prior to this to try to get some training or being prepared for this. And when you're playing some of the world's best squash players, man, it's just number one to be on the same court with them, because you're studying these guys, you're studying, and no matter how much you study, it's a big difference when you get on the court.
Oh, definitely.
So, in saying that, it will boast them, but also it also boasts the ranking as a squash player because they are playing against these top guys. So. Hopefully, going forward, they have learned something, even though they have bowed out early, but hopefully they have learned something and take it to the next tournament that they play and represent us.
But one thing, talking with the director of squash at the squash club in Patrick Foster, the works are already underway to do this again. I think the members have enjoyed the fact that they have 40-odd professional players on island. Generally, you usually get the Masters tournament where there's 8 of the former number 1 players in the world playing. That's always a good thing. But to have a full week of knockout, because that's what it is. It's knockout squash.
No round robin
is something, and they're watching and seeing what they can pick up as well. So when you have a group of people that are studying what these players are doing, some of the angles in which they're playing. To watch it, Jay, it is an amazing thing. I watched the Open one, the Masters one, and you could see what these guys have been attempting to do, but the body is a little older. But then to see these youngsters do it, you've got players from Nigeria, you've got players from England and Canada, USA, all on island, all doing what they love to do, which is play squash in the professional world.
Yeah, and you just said it. Then, just think you could travel around the world doing something that you love to do and get paid for it.
Yeah.
Because they're not coming for free.
No.
Their federations or whatever are sending them and they're getting paid for it. So, the good thing is, like I said, just hopefully our boys and our women also that can take something from them, because obviously these are the steps you need to take in squash. One thing about squash, you have to play. It's nothing where we just do 30. No, you have to.
Right.
You have to give up your body. There's all these, injuries come into play. How do you, use some of the analytics of squash now? Because you see some of these players, like you just said, studying the angles and different things. Okay, if I do here, what's the percentage? All these things come into play now.
It was funny because I got a chance to speak with Nick Kine, former professional, last night, and I said, it's really unfortunate that when he came along, Noah and Micah didn't come at the same time, because when you have 3 players, it kind of pulls others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They would have pushed each other, but then it would have pulled another group. But we had Nick by himself, and now we've got Noah and Micah, and then there's another gap. So these guys are gonna try and tug some others. You know what I mean?
You know what I said about this a few months ago is unfortunate that we don't see the collaboration with a lot of tennis players, especially youngsters.
Right.
You know, playing in different disciplines. We see it in other sports. You know, even though you're in that sport, but you play another discipline. We see it in cycling.
Yeah.
You know, road, and then it's the exterior. Or,
you
see other disciplines.
Mountain biking
this. You see the football, and the futsal, and these crickets in the AC-23. So I think personally, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I think they're dropping the ball when it comes to that, because we have a lot of good young tennis players that even on the tennis court, some of these skills can transfer. You just talked about angles.
Right. Well, let me just tell you, because it was fun. It's funny you said that too, because last night I was actually speaking with a lady who plays tennis, and her husband plays squash.
Right.
They don't want no parts of each other.
Nope.
They want no parts of each other. She says, yeah, I've played squash a couple of times, but you can't, no, doesn't compare to tennis. Yeah. And he turned around and said, well, I played tennis a few times, but it doesn't compare to squash.
And the drive, you got to have that drive. You got to have that drive, because, you know, one's more, I won't say more relaxing, but it is more relaxing if you look at it like that. And then one's more tightly confined, and some people,
no chance to recover.
Yeah, they don't want that. But that's why I said the youngsters.
Right.
That's exactly why I said the youngsters, because you don't know if they have that ability.
Right.
You know, when they are young, you're still searching to see where are they good at it, or trying to improve on.
Right.
When you got a certain age, it's like, okay, I know what lane I need to stay in.
Yeah. 5 love.
Yeah. Well, always ends up
ain't no long rallies going on around here.
It always ends up in love.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Well, Jay, as I said at the top of the show, you cracked your whip, and the call went out. Got a chance to speak to Jair. So proud of this young man. We had a conversation off air before I'd done an interview with him, talking about his first ever interview. It was with him and his brother at Work Academy. I'd done it.
Wow.
And I said, do you remember that? He says, yes, I remember that. That, you know, it was, for me, just seeing him and hearing him now, how much he's grown. Started out a shot. Yeah. Independent professional motocross rider, supercross rider and motocross rider, because he's got his motocross pro card in October, as he said, and now he's applied for that.
But Earl, do you know how many guys, former motocross riders here on the island, who would love to have that name next to them? Pro motocross rider.
Yeah.
Chris Shanks, Rudy Can, Scrooge Edness, Timmy Boyles, who actually done good in, I believe, in Atlanta many years ago.
Right.
I think maybe even Gatorback. I mean, I can go on and on about the Robbie. Robbie really tried to get at it. Injury, he fell to injury.
Right.
I remember he was racing in Atlanta and broke his wrist.
Oh, okay.
In a practice. I mean, some of the old guys that used to race at Coney Island, can you remember them saying, I'm a professional motocross rider?
Yeah. He's walked the walk.
And even guys like Aaron Kennedy.
Yeah.
He was ahead of Jair. But once again, when you have the support from your family, and then that's matched with financial support, man, dreams are obtainable.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he takes some time and comes back home and sees his friends, because that's what he said. You know, the unfortunate thing for him.
That's what's gonna miss.
Yeah. All his friends at Cup Match and his racing. But I said to him, well, you know, you're a professional now. Your friends might say, you know what, I'll miss this Cup Match because I want to go and see, you know, my mate in a professional motocross event. Nothing. To be honest, if any one of your mates, you went to see Kyle Lightbourne play.
That's right.
Football. You didn't care what was going on in Bermuda because your friend was playing professional football. Just think of it like that.
Froze, Kyle, remember? We talked about it the other day. Oh, you just came the worst time ever. Like, I've never seen it snow like this. So, the day I get there, it was snow.
But, that's the thing. The things you would do if a friend is going to the highest of heights, you want to be there to share that moment with them. Just to say that, hey, I was there in support, so forth, so forth.
And once again, I'll just send this out to Jair and his family. Keep Bermudians abreast of when these races are, because once again, you never know where Bermudians will be.
That's right.
And when they're popping up to go away. So who knows? If you are close, if they're close on the East Coast, which he wasn't. He was in Tampa.
Yeah.
So who knows if people over in Orlando, which we know a bit of Bermudians over in Orlando, just to drive across the state, and who knows, you would have had a nice little Bermuda contingency.
Sure. Well, let's get the interview with Jair Mitchell, our newest
professional
Supercross rider.
Jair Mitchell, exciting news. Over the weekend, you earned enough points to put in a bid to become a full professional motocross rider. How does that feel?
I'm excited. Put in a lot of hard work from back when I started riding at 4, and it feels good that I reached my goals, not as early as I wanted to, but I reached them eventually, and I can inspire other Bermudians that they could do it too.
Now, obviously, it's a tall order, but going into the weekend, you knew what you had to do. Going through the qualifying heats, what are you telling yourself? Because you want to make sure that you make it through the actual main event to get the points required.
I know I had to play it safe to get to the main event, but I also want to do good in my heat race so that I can have a good gate pick, and I've done that. I got second in my heat race, and I know I had to get top 5 in the main to get my 2 points to be done, and I accomplished it. I got a bad start, but I made a couple passes early in the beginning, and I accomplished that with third.
So what is the process now for you to get your full pro card?
Well, motocross is like an outdoor series, and then it's a supercross series. I have my outdoor pro card from August last year, and I was just working on my supercross in this month, and now I'm done. So all I have to do is send in paperwork saying that I've done what's necessary to do it, and they'll send me my pro card.
Now, how challenging is it? I mean, you say you accomplish your outdoor, now you're getting your supercross, but how much of a challenge is it for you coming from a small place like Bermuda, but you set your sights on becoming a professional motocross rider? How much focus does it take, and how much commitment does it take to reach this goal? And you're still young.
It takes 100% commitment, I think. You have to put everything into it. I mean, like, I had to move away, leave my family, and just concentrate on riding, because we only have one track in Bermuda, and you only get to ride it every so often, and the Americans can ride any track they want, whenever they want. So it's hard for us, but I mean, Bermudians are naturally talented at a lot of stuff, so I think it came a little bit easier to me, but I had to put in hard work too.
Now, the fact that you, like you said, had to move away from home, a big commitment from not only you, but your family as well, mom and dad.
It was a tough decision to say, I didn't want to go to college, but this is what I want to do with my life, and right now I'm still working on it to make it a career, and it's starting to pan out, so hopefully it works out.
What's next for you as far as riding?
I'm going to finish this year with amateur racing in A class, and then the goal is in August to go pro and see what happens, but right now, I would say I'm a top 5 riding amateur, and it's about 7 good pro teams. So I should have a good showing all year. Hopefully I could get signed to one of them.
Now, obviously, you've built up a lot of relationships and friendships over the years that you've been there. If you had to pick, say, 3 of those teams, who would they be?
The best 3 teams for me, I think, would be Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, Geico, Honda, and Troy Lee Designs KTM, if I had to pick.
And what are the things they offer that you like as far as racing-wise?
But they have stuff that we can't buy, like as average people can't buy. Like they have suspension I can't buy. But no money can buy it. It's just the stuff they have that we can't get, which makes it a little easier for people I'm racing. And the bikes are fast. They have a good program. It's basically like the people I race now that ride for those teams, all they have to worry about is training. They don't have to worry about bike maintenance or how fast your bike is, how good it handles. They just have to show up to the race.
Now, what have you found most challenging since you've been abroad and getting to this point in your career?
I say the most challenging thing is probably racing fast with people. I think training is hard, but it's something you have to do. But racing people and better equipment is probably the hardest thing, because you're underpowered you have less of stuff than they do. But hopefully one day I can have what they have.
When do you miss Bermuda the most?
Honestly, I miss Bermuda the most summertime. Summertime for me is the hardest part of the year because that's the most important part of the year. That's when the biggest race happens, and it's the exact same week as Cup match and everything else. So I know all my friends back home are hanging out with each other while I'm racing.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Now on to the interesting thing. You're leading by 2, man. Take it easy. Take it easy. Just 2. He's the champion now, but just 2.
Champion now?
Yeah, just 2. Well, Saturday is very, very interesting to start the weekend football off. 3 o'clock in the Premier Division at Garrison Field. Crossroads have the chance to be the spoiler or make it even more interesting. I know Robin Hood would have a contingent down at Garrison as Crossroads take on
everybody have a
PAC.
contingent down for the Saturday game.
Saturday at 3 o'clock, and people want to know what's going on. Crossroads PAC. What you think?
Well, Crossroads has been mighty tough. I will tell you, I do have concerns. I won't even lie to you on this one. How they took a hold on North Village the last time they were down in Garrison. But with 53 goals for and 13 goals against.
You got to give it to black and white.
I would be stupid not to.
I just think PAC.
And they've come, and we talked about the confidence. We just say confidence as Crossroads beating North Village down there. PAC beating up on Dennytown.
And then Somerset.
And I think
2 games they ain't conceded a goal.
And they ain't conceded a goal and scored what, 7?
7.
It's sort of. You know PACs can get chances.
Oh yeah. I'm leaning towards going with PAC as well. But you're right. Crossroads offer.
But they've been hard down.
Crossroads offer a argument of why you wouldn't take a chance and go with us.
You know who they remind me of? I'm just going back a couple of years. We mentioned the coach name the other last year, Keyshawn. The year Hamilton Parish, down Wellington Hill.
Became a fortress for him. Yeah.
Outside of there, anything's possible.
Yeah.
But at Wellington Hill that year, Hamilton Parish was almost unbeatable.
Yeah. So, we both went with PAC.
Yeah. And
then Saturday night, it is Flanagan's hosting Devonshire Cougars. Let's move on to Sunday.
Thank you. There's no need to even get into that.
Well, Dennytown will host the Boulevard Blazers at St. John's Field. Now remember, when the 2 teams played at Lord's, Boulevard beat them.
Yep, Boulevard beat. I want to say 3-2.
And that was their turnaround because they were struggling.
I think it was defeat them 3-2 down there, down at Lord's, and we thought Town was gonna blow them away on that field. But Town's playing a whole another level. But even though they lost to PAC, they're playing at a whole another level.
I'm taking Dennytown.
Yeah, that's
They'll change gears.
Yeah.
And if all goes well, if we are wrong on Saturday at 3 o'clock, it opens the door back up for Dennytown. And
my Robin Hood, right? Because Dennytown is 4 points behind, and Robin Hood is
3.
3, yeah.
And Devonshire Cougars are 4 as well.
4 as well, yeah.
So, hey, the door is being knocked on, and if everything.
But Earl, I will say, you still got to look at the goal difference. It's a massive. I think it's plus 14.
Right.
Between PAC and the next team.
Right.
That's massive. That's not just. That's massive. So even if you know, that's still gonna be on top. You know.
Yeah.
You need 2+ games to even sniff.
Right. Yeah.
The next game, you know what? This might even be tricky for North Village.
Confidence is bad.
It's gotta be.
They'll solidify their Dudley spot because they'll beat the Young Masters Club at Police Field on Sunday.
I think they will, but I just I don't see Social Club giving it to them.
They haven't given anybody anything. Everybody's just taking it.
That's not a nice way to put it.
Hey, you guys want to score? Here you go. Yeah.
No, I think not. Yeah. And then return Frio.
Ain't gonna make a difference. Keishan Bean is scoring.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Will Clay play?
I know. He didn't play the other seat. If he would have played the other day, he would have scored. Gotta play him.
It's gotta, yeah. And then the final game, Robin Hood has got to travel to Somerset Cricket Club to face the Trojans. Robin Hood.
Yeah, I don't care.
So we've taken
I think we're
4 away teams and 1 home team in the Premier Division.
Yeah.
Cool. First Division. All eyes on Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. at Southampton Oval. All eyes will be on this top of the table clash, and I'm pretty sure the players from BAA, the coaching staff, and everybody will be there because they'll be very interested in how this one pans out with Paget hosting Southampton Rangers. Tenants taking on landlords.
Yeah, interesting. I think the last time I picked this game, I think I got it wrong. But it's hard to go against the Paget Magic. They've been calling this season so far.
I'm coming under a lot of criticism for our comments about Paget, but I'm trying to figure out why people are driving by me saying you gotta support Paget. Yeah, you guys are beating up on Paget.
I've been picking them.
Me too. I'm trying to figure out when I've been harsh on Paget. Actually,
I've actually been picking them.
Yeah.
And
early in the season, I remember us saying, we have to see how this run's going to continue.
Well, we were looking at it like, and let's be honest, we was looking at it like Paget was be like a team like St. David's through the past.
Yes.
We've seen it also with Devonshire Colts, probably the last 5 years. Well, I can't say that, but basically, and even Social Club, prior to last year, where they got over the hump.
Right.
Even Crossroads before they got over the hump. These teams that have a good first half, and then after Christmas, it's like, okay, where did they go?
Right. But Paget's continued their run.
They have been consistent all year, and I think, to be honest with you, I'm gonna probably go with Paget. But mind you, the last time they played up there, you remember they took a whooping.
I'm going with Rangers.
I figured that, but I want to go with Rangers because I knew they've got some players back. They've got some players back that do make a difference. But I just think it's just one of those seasons, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
this is the one time, and you remember for last week with your heart over your brain. It's in Georgia's. You're trying to convince yourself, but in your heart, basically, Rangers should beat them. But I'm just Paget Magic.
Okay, well, we split on that. All right, second game, Derby.
Right, it is.
I don't care. One team could be.
It is.
St. George's are hosting St.
They've
David's.
had history.
St. George's is hosting St. David's.
And you know what? This was one of the games that is actually put St. David's on the back foot early in the season. Because prior to this game, they were running pretty hot.
And St. George's beat them.
But I know who you're going with.
Georgia will beat them again.
Where's the game too?
Wellington Oval.
Actually, I'm going to go with St. George's in Wellington.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, this one here. Devonshire Colts are at home to Hamilton Parish.
How come nobody ain't helping us on this?
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to pick first, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going with this team. I'm going to take Hamilton Parish.
Yeah.
Only because I've been to watch Devonshire Colts play the last few games. They are down to the Matic starting.
Oh, well, see, just see that.
They have 11 players.
Thanks for telling me now, because now I'm gonna agree with you, because I wasn't gonna agree with you just now.
The last few games, they've had 11 players.
I was going to Devonshire Colts just as a home team, just because, as I would normally do. But Nancy just saying that, I don't want them to show up. There's 10 men.
What if one gets injured?
Yeah.
And now you can't allow anybody to be sent off. They had players leave. They obviously had players go away to school.
What is going on around there at Devonshire Colts?
Well, again, I'm explaining. They had players leave and go to the Corona League. They had players go to school.
Devonshire Colts, the history of Devonshire Colts have had players. Abundance. With the likes of Somerset, with the likes of North Village, with the likes of PAC. They've had abundance of pool of players to pick from, choose from. No matter if they went to school, no matter if they went somewhere else, there was still another crop of players. No matter if they played third division, commercial league, there was always a crop of players to pick from.
Right.
We don't see that anymore.
No. Well, that's your task for Tuesday. Find out what's wrong with Devonshire Colts.
I didn't even really train.
Whitney.
Since they lost for Glenn, I'm lost.
They train at Whitney.
Train at Whitney. All right.
Well, Parish it is.
Yeah, Parish it is.
Okay.
You got me on this one.
All right. Island Rangers are at home to Somerset Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly! Battle of the Birds, the Falcons and the Eagles.
Well, let's put it like this. Eagles will leave Malabar with 3 points.
The Falcons or the Eagles? I got the Eagles, man.
Yeah, okay. Final game. BAA hosts Wolves.
Why are we talking about this one? Once again, well, hold on. At least Devonshire Colts had 11.
Well, they're playing in town, so even if a guy wakes up at 12:31, he can get there for 12:45.
Yeah, but some guys
might be down by 3-0 by that time.
But some guys don't want to show up to get a whooping.
Yeah.
There's a high motivation there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, today, good luck. The best advice I got for you today. Don't get injured.
Yeah.
No, all jokes aside. But see, let me show you something. All jokes aside, if BAE does not take care of business, do you know how detriment that would be?
To their, yeah.
Because they not only can drop out of the runnings for the title, but also if
promotion.
If Rangers beats Paget, do you know all of this flips?
Yeah.
And BA is the team on the outside looking in.
But they're playing Wolves.
I just thought I'd try some nice scenario, something really, make you entice you to go watch it.
Oh, I'm guaranteed to see girls.
First half. What was saying? First half.
Guaranteed to see girls.
Yeah, get first half. Good first half. Watch some girls.
The more interesting game is the Parish Colts.
But you're not gonna see that many girls though.
You see a lot of girls missed.
Right, missed.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna meet the girls closer. They're gonna be at the top of the boxes. Yeah.
I know why you want to see that game, but I'm not gonna say it. It's location is everything, folks.
It is. It's so true. And it's a double header there. So
a nice advantage point, right?
Oh yeah, only bank.
Yeah. I thought so.
Yeah. Only bank, mate. The rivers of Jordan.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Well, folks, you have anything else to add? Because I know you always wait to bait me in.
Oh, should I beat you in this week?
I don't know.
No. Update. Naki.
Played in a behind closed door match on Tuesday. Played 90 minutes. The second goal for the team came as a result of a shot from him, saved by the keeper, but the rebound was put away by, I think, John Volts.
Question for you, because I haven't seen it. I was looking for it, actually. Has he scored yet for Burnley?
No.
Even in practice match?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Haven't seen it.
Yeah. No.
Hang in there, Naki. Hang in there.
Well, a very interesting story came out today with an update on Reggie, because you know he's out of contract at the end of the season, him and 5 other players.
That's going to be tricky because they started off pretty good this year.
They're going into this weekend. They're on a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, to finally
to put themselves back in a contention for a promotion playoff spot. And it's decision time, because obviously Bermuda will be playing 2 friendly matches at the end of the month. But what does Reggie do? I am a firm believer, and love it or hate it, Reggie, you need to stay with Carlisle United, get the business done, deal with a contract. Bermuda will be here when that's all over and done with.
Yeah, business first. And I mean, we know this is all a business, rather if we're playing friendlies or whatever the case may be. It's all a business. And you're going to be out of contract.
Yeah.
That is different to say if you had already signed your contract and you've got another couple of years on,
These two games are friendlies.
You have the security of your job. You do not have any security at the job at the moment, until that contract's been signed, and it's a friendly. So it's not like they're obligated to release you.
Right.
They're not obligated to release you.
He loves to represent Bermuda at all costs.
Of course, and
he's the captain of the team,
and I love him. I love him for it.
Me too, but we'll be here.
Secure your contract.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I want. That see. So make sure that we stay on top of our boys, man.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes sometimes out of sight, out of mind. I want to make sure
so
that we want to keep them in our
true. And we'll hopefully have an update on how Willie Clements is progressing, how Jair and Dante Levrock are progressing.
And just to remind everybody, I think we're now approximately about 58 to 57 days away from the triathlon. Right?
Yeah, pretty 57 actually.
Yeah, we saw the clock. See the clock down at the flagpole.
Yep.
I'm wondering, and once I figured it out, that's what that is. So can't wait to.
The word works are already frustrating some people.
Yes, especially last night. It was on Front Street, and they repaving Front Street, so folks will see one lane was paved last night. But once again, like I said, we're waiting for the international event, the triathlon that's going to hit this island, and hopefully, the likes of Philadelphia comes and raises that flag up high over her head as she takes the gold.
Well, we can only pray.
I've got all my toes crossed.
Oh boy. Flora, I don't know about that. Well, folks, have a good night from the Digicel Sports Show.